Go.
All right, so here it is. We are at the biggest moment in the Keaton household ever.
Okay.
We are gonna cook our gooey duck. Now, if you've never had a gooey duck like me, and you've never cooked a gooey duck like me, and you've never eaten a gooey duck like me, this is what it comes like. It comes frozen. This is from Taylor Shellfish Farms in Shelton, Washington. So I've not unpacked this. You're seeing the unveiling of the gooey duck. Now what I do have is a pot of boiling water. So there is a method to this madness. There's nothing really on there about cooking it, but I got my own idea. Whoa. What the heck? Dude, this thing is awesome. So it's basically a giant clam. Oh, that's like...
I did not think you were going to say clam.
That's kind of like foreskin.
That's so gross.
This thing kind of, oddly enough, resembles a giant penis, really. So what we're going to do is we are going to make a poke bowl, and we're going to add our sashimi-style gooey duck. Now, if you look these up, it's spelled GEODUCK, G-E-O-D-U-C-K, but it's pronounced gooey duck. Look at this. We also have a wasabi radish that Clay grew. In our poke bowl, we have lettuce that Sarah grew, onions that Sarah grew, cabbage that Sarah grew, and that's it, but that's still really good. So I've got my gooey duck here. You can see it. It's got a clam shell on both sides. These things bury down in the sand when they're little, and they grow this siphon from there on out. If they get pulled out of the sand, they can never go back down in. They can't rebury, so they have to stay in the sand. They can live over 100 years, is what I read. So anyway, I've got this, and I'm putting it in this boiling water. They said to put it in boiling water for 20 seconds. While I'm doing that, I have some sushi rice. Now, for your sushi rice, always remember that you have to rinse the rice and rinse it and rinse it and rinse it until it rinses clear. Then you cook it. That's how you get sticky rice, like sushi style rice. So what I'm doing is, I want this to look cool because this is our big gooey duck episode. So what I'm doing is I'm putting all this in this bowl. I'm going to mash it down here. And this is going to be awesome. So I'm going to make sure my gooey duck is boiling. I'm going to give him a few more seconds. It says you can saute those once you slice them. I'm probably not going to do that, but okay. So I got my sushi rice. I've got it in the bowl. Now you're wondering why I put it in the bowl, because I want it to look really nice on my plate. Kind of pulled the sides up a little bit, but that looks really good. Then, for the rest of my poke bowl, I have cucumbers, tomatoes, avocados, red onion, which look pretty white because of the inside, edamame, carrot, cabbage. I've got my sushi rice, and then on top of that, I have some fresh salmon. You can get on Anna-C, A-N-N-A-S-E-A. I mix this with chili garlic and sesame oil. So that makes one of the tastiest treats ever. Now this is not gonna go good. I should have thought about this, really. Okay, I didn't put a lot of thinking into this. Let me see if this works. So I'm hoping this goes out onto the rice nice and smooth. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. So, okay, that really didn't work, but it kind of worked. So that's beautiful. That is really beautiful. It's like topping a cake. All right, so let me give this a couple more seconds. I don't know how many that was, but I'm gonna pull this gooey duck out of here. Let me get some grabbers. That's my gooey duck. My gooey duck has gotten stiff. Must be excited about all this. So let me put that down in there. I'm assuming that's been more like 40 or 50 seconds.
Yeah, it's
All
been
right.
like 2 minutes, but
Okay, I'm
it
pulling
wasn't
out.
really boiling either, so.
Yeah, so I'm pulling out my GEODUCK. It looks kind of like you put a wiener in boiling water. Okay. Now, this is going to be awesome. He's probably going to be hot. So what you want to do is go along this shell. Some say this shell will kind of just peel off, but he seems like he's still pretty well attached. So what I'm doing is I'm using a little sharp knife here. I'm going to go along this shell on both sides. I think I probably could, actually it is kind of separate. I probably could just peel this away. You can use, smells exactly like a clam, which is good because I love clams. Wait, now this is gonna make a huge mess, excuse me. I'm gonna get some paper towels because this is fixing to make a huge mess. I have a feeling. So here's our GEODUCK. He's coming out of this shell one way or another. Ow! It smells just like a fresh oyster. Okay, so there's the shell. I'll put that back in there. You can serve it in that. Yeah, he has a lot of water in him where he's peeing everywhere. Let me get another paper towel. It smells exactly like a really, really super fresh oyster. That's kind of insane, honestly. So we get our work area kind of cleaned up here. Put this right there for right now. Now what we want to do is we got to peel off the skin. So it's basically kind of just like that. That was
easy.
pretty simple. Now you can see this is like his innard parts. Now I did read where some people eat that, especially overseas. We're probably not going to do that. So I get this off. That's all that. Like I said, that smells exactly like a fresh oyster. So I'm going to rinse them off. Figure that's a good idea. Not that he said that, but so what we have here is we have this beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let me clean my workstation here a little bit. You have this beautiful clam, this GEODUCK. All right, so I've got him laid out here. I'm going to cut this little siphon end off. Now you can eat this whole thing. So supposedly this part down here is a delicacy. And what you want to do is just slice this super thin. This is basically going to be along the lines of eating a raw oyster. I can tell you that because I can smell it. And it's super, super tender. The knife is just going right through this. So now when you get to here, I want to, I think I'm going to cut this open like so. You can see how easy the knife goes through it. There's some goodies coming out the end of him there. That must be some sand and some, maybe some poo. Huh, he's got different chambers in there. Look at that, huh? He's got a ton of different muscles that are hooked up there.
That's weird.
That's cool.
You're gonna rinse that off?
Yep.
That'd be great.
So let me open this up. That's what he looks like on the inside.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's very interesting. That's very cool. Let me rinse this. Kind of just like making sashimi. All right, so got that piece all cut up. Now I'm going to separate this into two pieces. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did just now. Now this is a little bit tougher than that down there. All right, so not to waste everyone's time any further, I'm going to give this a run. This is my very first GEODUCK. I'm going to start with this siphon piece, and then I'm going to take a piece of what's considered the delicacy. Honestly, it tastes a wee little bit like octopus. And if you've eaten much octopus, And if you close your eyes, it tastes exactly like the ocean smells. It is insane how much that tastes just like you smell the ocean. So let me go down here on this little baby. Now that tastes exactly like a clam. If you've ever had fried clams, that tastes exactly like fried clams. That is absolutely outstanding. And I'm just going to put this around here. No, I'm going to keep this on the side. We got choked on a piece there. This was my Father's Day present from Clay. So we're going to keep it separate. We're going to have our poke bowl, and we're going to have this. Outstanding. Now, Honey Baby's turn. Let me have the phone. Let me have the camera. You take this, and we're going to see what Honey Baby thinks of it. No, just pop the whole thing in there. It's a tiny piece. Don't. Does it seriously taste just like kind of a chewy oyster? Kind of tastes like the sea. Kind of briny.
It tastes like the ocean.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what I said. It tastes just like the ocean.
So that part tastes different?
Yes, sir. Now I'm going to give you this little piece here.
I mean...
Let me get you a little piece. This part right here is outstanding. Tastes exactly like a clam. And I love clams. That actually tastes phenomenal. I'm a big clam guy.
That part's not bad. The other part's a bit briny.
Yeah, but that right there is pretty daggone good, isn't it?
That part's pretty good.
So there you go. There's our poke bowl with all of our goodies in it. We've got a dressing made. It's laying around here somewhere. And this is our GEODUCK. And it is flipping outstanding. I can't even remember what I told you where this came from, but whatever. Look them up online. Get you one. This is phenomenal. It looks like a mushroom. Like slices of mushroom. Outstanding.